your business is going to fail this year and you don't even know it yet. Right now you're putting all your effort in this business. Mazee unajitolea yako yote, but you've made one critical mistake. Hi, my name is Loy and I have interviewed tens of Kenyans on their business stories and I've studied hundreds more. I have also failed at 4 businesses over the last 10 years. I've always been attracted to the idea of business, yani that thing of independently making your own money. So even though I really love employment, I really enjoy doing business on the side. So we can say that business is basically my hobby. However, I have made some really bad moves in the past. So I'm going to tell you what happened to me, and if you're smart, you'll pick up on the mistakes I've been making and you'll avoid them in your own business. Business number 1 was quail legs. Do I need to say anything else? If you're a millennial, you know I don't even need to say more. But for Gen Z and below, let me explain. You see these get rich quick type of things like crypto, Bitcoin, the fancy things that you can make money really fast. There was a time in Kenya that thing was quail legs. Let me take you back a little bit. 2013, I'm sitting in a matatu with a friend of mine, tunaingia hivi tao, and I'm explaining to this pal that I really like the idea of business. We are at that time maybe late teens, early 20s. Umse amekuwa akifanya biashara by then like 5 years. He started business as a teenager and a very focused guy. Alikuwa na make dough. So I'm telling this guy, man, mi napenda stories za real estate. Ikifika mimi stories za manyumba, I'm really interested and I'm attracted to that business. So the guy told me, wacha nisikudanganye, for now, real estate itakuwa ngumu because the amount of money that you just need to get into that business. Akanitajia sijui Chris Kirubi's and all that type of thing, and I was like, hey, enyewe, I can't play on that level. So akaniambia, wachana na hizo vitu za the big wigs, we watafanya hivi. You go to the Nairobi show, uangalie ng'ombe. Unaona hizo mang'ombe zinaletwa hapo for display. Check out a cow and find yourself a really good milk cow. Uende uanze kuuza maziwa. Nikijiangalia hivi, mimi I am a city girl. I have no clue about anything about ng'ombe. I was like, guy, nikifikiria stories za ng'ombe, I'm like, oh my goodness. So I was just like, anyway, I won't make it. But what he did, he planted the seed of agriculture in my head, and he was like, this thing, hii kitu iko na do stories za agriculture. Bam, a few months later, quail legs are all over the place. Mazee ziko kwa gazeti. They're like, this thing of quail legs can really make good money. I'm like, okay, I can do this thing. So I was trained actually. Nikaenda Kenya Farmers Association, nikanunua incubators za eggs, nikaenda kwa some farm, nikanunua hizo mayai. I started this thing, let me tell you. I was like, I'm about to go to Nakumat. Hizo days ilikuwa Nakumat, naenda kupitch Nakumat hivi na maquail eggs zangu atazinunua. So I was just really optimistic. I was like, this thing is gonna work out. Long story short, by the time my eyes zangu zinaanza kutagwa, let me tell you, the bubble had burst. I remember one day nilikuwa Ngara. Siku yenye nilijua niko in deep trouble. Niko nimesimama hivi na ngoja mat. Mazee nikaona mama mwingine amekuja. Unajua venye watu wana hawk njugu hivi. I saw a woman hawking quail legs. Hey, I was like, okay, this thing is not as elite as I thought it was. That I'll just go to Nakumat nianze kuuza hapo. Hey, alafu hizo days ilikuwa inasema ati 1 egg like this, 1 egg is 20 bob. Mazee madhe alikuwa na hoki hizo quail eggs 5 bob. I was like, okay, maybe hapa kuna shida. Nikajua, hiyo bubble imenipita. That was the first time I made my mistake. Business number 2 was drop shipping. So by this time, a few years later, I had been doing online writing and it was really working out for me. But at the same time, employment was starting to pick up on the ground. So I was juggling a lot of things. Actually, I was doing an internship, I was also doing a job, and I was also doing online writing. So nilikuwa naingiza tu do hapo hivyo online, and I was like, okay, this online thing has money. I wanted to continue with the employment line, but I also did not want to give up the opportunity of earning online. Mimi huyo Google how to make money in a passive way online, and of course the things that pop up, drop shipping, Amazon FBA. Mimi huyo nimezi study. I'm like, ini chips mayai, this I can do this. What? Mimi huyo shopify.com, I bought a website there, paid for a domain. Nimeanza kuuza my Facebook ads. I think my first product was a bookmark. There was a type of very fancy bookmark that time. Hey. wacha nisiongee sana, but the truth, if I am just to say the truth of God, I made exactly 0 sales and $0 in that business. Mimi sijui, ilinipita tu. I tried jewelry, I tried some toys. Kulikuwa actually your time ilikuwa inakaribia Christmas, so nimejaribu kuuza gifts like toys with gifts za watoi, nimejaribu bookmarks, nothing. That was my second time that I made that mistake. The third business was ebooks. So of course, in the line of making money online, passively, the next thing that comes up apart from dropshipping is ebooks. So I was like, absolutely, I mean, I'm a writer, this is my thing. Nikaanza ku research novel, how to write a novel, blah blah blah. Mi napenda tena kusoma. I was like, this is exactly my lane. What? Let me tell you guys. Do you know how long a novel is? Minimum of a full novel, what will be considered a novel, is 70,000 words. You guys, 70,000 words, guy. You are to sidiliandika words, sidiliandika. That time I had a small baby. Nilikuwa najipanga like at least nikiamka at 5, niandike at least by the time mtoya anaamka at around 6, nishaingiza like 1,000 words. We nyati nikwambie. Sikuandika kitabu ni ngumu. Aish. I was like, oh my gosh, I thought I'm a writer. I thought I'm just supposed to be able to like do this book writing thing automatically. It was very difficult. Finally, I pushed through. I was able to like complete something. I don't think it was about 40,000 words. Nika hit publish, I made a cover design. I hit publish. I was like, oh, finally my book is out. I'm about to hit the New York Times bestseller list. Never happened, guys, never happened. And I think I sold like 2-3 copies. Made a total of like $4. Yeah, it didn't work out. So by this time I started to really feel frustrated, and I realized that business is very, very hard, and I started really questioning my capacity. I was like, wow, maybe Storia Biz really is not for me. I was starting to just feel like I don't have what it takes to do business. I had already a trend of starting something and then ikifika ningumu na achana nayo. I was just like, I don't think I have the grit to do business. Wacha tu niwache. But let me tell you, if you're like me, every single time I look out of my window, I get a reminder of why I need to work hard. Like, I wanted to lose hope and I wanted to give up on this business thing and just be like, wacha tu nisikume job, wacha tu nisikume na hiyo salo. But nikiangalia tu around, whoosh, I'm like, wacha tu nijitume. I just get up and say, wacha tu nijitume. Business number 4 is where the lesson really, really hit home for me. Number 4 was food business. Wacha nikwambie, history ya food. Everybody is like food. Yeah, everybody must eat. You cannot miss market for a food business. I mean, everybody has to eat. All you have to do is find yourself a part on the supply chain of food, and you are set. You're going to be rich. You're going to be fine. Hey. So me and my husband, we were always so attracted to the idea of food business. So at some point when I was on maternity leave, the opportunity for us to open a small eatery came up. We got a space, a small, like 3 tables. We could finally try this food business thing. Sisi how, man, we went out, we registered a business, kufanya hizo vitu zote, work permits, sijui nini, food and beverage, licensings. We did all those things. We furnished it. It was a very small space, but we made it so fancy, let me tell you. Maze, your place ilikuwa nice. Your place ilikuwa nice. Hata watu walikuwa wanaingia wanasema, damn, this place is beautiful. Food. Oh, the food was beautiful. I used to cook it myself because I was on maternity leave. Mtoya kilala na sukuma hizo cooking, nilikuwa napika maze rich, nilikuwa napika samaki tamu. People loved it. So at first when we opened, oh my goodness, the food was nice. Samaki ni ile ya lake, sio ya pond, sio ya China. We really got good feedback. Now at this point, I need to mention that this was during COVID-19 corona, you guys. Already kulikuwa na shida za supply chain. If you remember that catchphrase, supply chain disruptions zilikuwa already. What happens next? Wakati tu nimefungua hivi biashara, nyinyi watu, wacha bei za unga zianze kupanda, ngano, mafuta ya kupika ilianza kushoot, makaa, viazi, sugar, everything became so expensive. Tukaanza kukua na struggles. At the same time, another issue, me, I was on maternity leave. I had to be basically at home with the baby. My husband was also working at that time, so ile kukaa kwa shop, unajua when you start a business you're supposed to be physically there. Tulikuwa tumeachia mtu, sasa all we could do was like the stock taking and all this type of thing, record keeping. So we really started to struggle. Wacha biashara ianze kuweka losses. let me just not talk a lot. But what happened was that after 4 months in that business, tuliinua tu mikono tukasema, nyinyi watu endeleeni na food business yenu, wacha sisi kwanza tulambe wounds. We just go lick our wounds, and that was it. So that was the 4th time I made the mistake. So up to that point, I don't know if you've seen a trend of a mistake that I'm making, particularly in how I'm making the decision of which business to venture into. My mistake was that I was always just doing a business because somebody else has made money. Oh, nimeona hiyo kitu imemake do hapo, hiyo kitu inakapoa, hiyo kitu ina make this money, mimi nakimbia hapo, without considering what are my personal skills, what are my personal strengths, and do I have an understanding of that particular industry. I have seen so many people making this mistake. It is the most common thing among the Kenyans that I know. Ukiona tu kitu kamewaka hapo hivyo, wewe pia wewe umeanza kuruka hapo, umeanza kuwa excited, wacha pia mimi ni try. Ukiona hii chipo imeanza ku make do, hata wewe unataka kufungua kachipo hapo. Ukiona hii nyingine sijui mtu anauza viatu anaenda Gikosho anachukua njumu, wewe pia unataka kwenda Gikosho anze kuchagua njumu. Wewe hata sasa hiyo hata ujui stories za viatu venye zina. You don't even know about the best shoes and all those type of things. The best business to do is the one where you have the top skills, you have industry knowledge, and you have experience. Now, with all these stories, you might be thinking to yourself, has this chick ever succeeded at a business? And the answer is maybe. You remember my friend who told me that mambo's a real estate, wachana nazo, that is kind of out of your league. Well, the guy was right, but he was also wrong at the same time. I started what can be considered as a new branch of real estate, and that is Airbnb hosting. I've been able to see my Airbnb business through many ups and downs, and when I think about it, the business has survived this far because I actually had the skills needed to make this business work. From the time I was very young, we've been hosting guests in our home, and I've always been helping my mom, prepare the spaces for them, make sure that people are comfortable, unajua kuwapatia maji, nini. And those are the base skills that I have really worked with in my Airbnb business. At the same time, my educational background makes it really easy for me to communicate with international visitors. I'm able to speak in a way that they can easily flow with. So I actually have the skills and personal strengths to survive in this business. And to be honest, that was the key that I was missing in every other business that I have been trying along the way. So basically, if your business is not aligned with your personal strengths and experience, then chances are that it will not survive. And if you want to survive, you need to tune into your personal strengths, your personal skills, and your experience. One of the businesses that I believe many people have the skills and experience to succeed at is actually drop shipping. It didn't work for me, but I've talked to somebody who is doing it really well in Nairobi. And if you're interested, make sure you check out this video on my channel.